Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me, but here we are, SaGa 2018. I'm going to be playing some Romancing SaGa 3 today. We're going to be playing through an English patch. We'll be talking about a lot of the differences between this and the run you saw yesterday. The different Romancing SaGa 3 runs of SaGa 2018. This is going to be a glitched any percent run. We'll get into all the mechanics in a minute, but yeah. I think we can get started. One sec, hear me typing. We'll get set up. We're going to set up our character first. Alright, set up with voice. We have to name our character F. Alright, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, here we go. Here we go. So, there's a lot of history of this game. Romancing SaGa 3 is a fairly competitive RPG speedrun for the category you saw that Darko did yesterday. This is a less popular category, but it's a glitched any percentage, just beat the game as quickly as possible. There are some pretty serious glitches that we're going to be taking advantage of, but they're going to come in waves, and we're not going to see really glitched activity until the very end, where we're going to be doing a fair amount of manipulations and exploits along the way to get there. So, you saw me name my character F before, and that's very specifically because the character name will dictate some memory corruption that happens later. So, it's not optional. If you change your character's name, the memory corruption would go differently and it wouldn't work. So, I'm playing on the English patch. Literally nothing is different. All the text is, in terms of a speedrun, all the text scrolls exactly the same, so it doesn't mess with any of the manipulations. So it's quite nice. This is a very old patch. A lot of patches kind of get updated over the years, but this has kind of stayed the same. And you can tell it's a little rough around the edges at some points. And I'm also going to say this too, that this is a fair... I would say it's like a mostly safe marathon run, but I do have some checkpoints along the way. As you're kind of aware with SaGa games, there's a lot of hidden values of things that influence your characters, and all of those hidden values are actually really important for this setup, for these glitches to work. So I have some backup saves just in case I need them. Hope not to need them, but we really just want to complete the run today. That being said, Romancing SaGa 3 and a fair amount of SaGa games allow you to save anywhere. So, I'm not too worried about, like, wiping out or something. But, you know, there is the possibility that, like, one of those hidden values gets aligned incorrectly along the way. Anyways, if you're unfamiliar with some of the story of Romancing SaGa 3, the lore is that you pick a character, and there's 8 characters to choose from, 4 females, 4 males. And we pick Katarina because she has the fastest intro. The story is that Lone, or Roanne, or whatever you want to call it, this city, castle city, gets attacked. Katarina's noble, protects Monica, who's the girl giving the handouts now. Then these 5 people below bail out the kingdom, even though a fair amount of them aren't from the kingdom. So we're in the intro now. We're going to be kind of going to the open area pretty soon. The story is that Katarina helps... She's in jail for a while, but she helped Monica escape in the first place. And then she gets... she thinks this is Mikhail, who is the resident king. And it turns out it wasn't him all along, and he stole the masquerade holy weapon. And this dude just runs off. So Katarina's gonna cut her hair, prove to the king that she is not a fraud. Anyways, we get the jam, and then we are gonna blitzkrieg to RK's, which is the third of the fourth noble devils, and we're gonna take advantage of a glitch. But it's gonna take a while for us to get set up. What we have to do in order to set up the glitch is have enough certain characters in our party. So we're gonna do that pretty soon. First, I'm gonna go to a shop. Actually, I'm gonna be careful about this. Depends on where she spawns. I don't want to encounter her yet, the girl in pink. So we'll do a save. Inventory is very important, can't mess it up. Also part of the glitch, so we're gonna buy 20 of these. Leather. Have 480 left off. Don't worry about the inventory too much. That'll matter later. All you need to know is that our inventory needs to have very specific setup. So we're gonna ride to Pidona. We're gonna go back to Pidona later. And then we're going to ride to Yamas. The way it works in this game is that when you either talk to NPCs or you ride the boat, you'll get access to new areas. Otherwise, you actually won't see them on the world map. I'll go to Yamas. So we're going to Yamas, very specifically, to pick up Robin. Robin is one of the fastest characters to recruit and has enough life points for the glitch setup that we're going to be doing. The hair shows your determination. Yes. Alright, so we're going to get our first cutscene. Respect the Robin music. So apparently these guys are doing no good in this town. Heaven knows, Earth knows, and Robin knows. Okay, we're going to be getting our first series of fights. There are 2 back-to-back fights. If too many enemies spawn, I may have to reset because your characters are pretty vulnerable. Katarina can die, but if both characters die, it's a game over. So, I'll save outside. It's really only the first fight that's scary, though you can die in the second fight. We'll be doing that in a second. Or a few, like 30 seconds. So we do our 2 cutscenes to see Robin trying to save the people from the Dofore firm. We're gonna come here, real quick, talk to this woman. She's gonna access Lance for us, which is a town we need to go to later. We're gonna come over here, down, make sure we equip our hand axe, save, and we're gonna go trigger these cutscenes. So these guys are up to no good. They ally with monsters, so they start beating up this guy. Then Robin shows up. Ha ha. Ha ha. Too bad this is not the real Robin. This is canonically what is known as Fat Robin. He is he's a faker. However, let it be known that Fat Robin is actually comes with a stronger ability. Than Slim Robin. So the way this works is that we're going to be doing 2 fights. Slim Robin first, then Fat Robin is going to join Katarina. If I get 3 enemies on the first fight, it's very unlikely I'll fight, but I'll try. 2 enemies should be okay. Again, Katarina can die, but if either Robin dies, it's no good. The unfortunate part is that there's a pretty lengthy cutscene right here. Masters, please. Alright. So the lower enemy, if there are 2, will have more or less HP. Let's see what we got. Alright, good. if Katarina sparks an ability, I unfortunately have to reset. Didn't happen though, which is good. Alright, this is basically ideal. So Slim Robin first, and now we're gonna fight with Fat Robin. I need to very specifically not spark any abilities. Oh, this is ideal. So now we do Wind Dart, so we don't spark any axe abilities. And, this may be enough to go. Let's see. That was a decent damage roll. Beautiful. Fat Robin coming through. Alright, so now we're going to recruit 2 characters. One, this girl, who has a random name. Let's see what it is. My name is Barbarora. I actually don't know how to pronounce that. We also need to get Robin, who's going to be hanging out over here. We need to very specifically get Slim Robin. Not Fat Robin. It should be Slim Robin shows up first, but here we are. Good. Just gonna come with. And now we're gonna go to Pidona. And now we have enough characters to set up the first. It's more of an exploit. So we're going to the castle of Arrakis to fight Arrakis, but we can't quite fight him yet with our setup. However, we need to access his area. We need to unlock the path to get to the deeper area. Ordinarily, you shouldn't be doing this at this point in the game, but with the specific setup that we've got, it should be good. Alright, so now what we're going to be doing is a bunch of encounter dodging. We need to get through this area. This is one of the more difficult parts of the run. It's like, we don't have too much risk in that we can basically just keep trying over and over. If you run into an encounter and you can easily just run away and it's no problem. What's nice about this game is that like you won't game over ever from getting into an encounter. But what happens is that we have to try to dodge these enemies. We use a pause technique to try to buffer around the enemies, but it's never guaranteed. Alright, that went pretty well. I'll be making a bunch of quick saves along the way, just to make sure we get through. It's going pretty well so far, though. So what we're doing is going all the way down, and we're going to be inspecting an area that'll allow us to get to the deeper sanctum later. That's good. Oh, very nice. This is going great. Sneak attack, almost by the spider. But in order to get to the deeper part of the sanctum, you have to first inspect the door, and then we have to go to that town called Lance that we saw before. It's actually going pretty well. The area coming up is definitely the hardest. I need to remember in one of the fights that I get into to swap Katarina back to axe instead of wind magic. But otherwise, we're gonna go up here. Careful. So the enemies will follow you. While you're running, they're invisible. You can probably see little shadows, but when you actually start walking, you can see them, so. But it doesn't really matter to me, I just need to know where the shadows are. Okay, ready? Do this. Bait. The bait. Go up here. This is going very well so far. So we need to inspect this, and then we're going to go to Lance in a little while. So here's an encounter. We're going to switch back to hand axe. I'm in a kind of a bind right now, so this may take a minute to get out of. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, damn! I wasn't ready for that. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so now we're going to be going into trying to access a warp portal back, but also this will allow us to access the deeper inner sanctum too. So here we go. So we're going to come here, and we're going to set up our first save, and we're going to come and set up our inventory. We're going to put a we're gonna put our axes on. Come to the form. Put you in front. You should be good. Okay, so now we're gonna hard reset. And what we're gonna do is buffer the game from input. Hold down, get into this fight. This is all frame perfect. Then we're gonna do this, and go left, right. So Katarina's gonna miss. We're gonna see a cold air move. We're gonna see blood suck, twine around. Alright, so what this fight is this is blocking the portal back and forth to this area. But we're gonna need to spark some abilities in order to progress later. So what's happening is that I'm taking a lot of damage by getting these manipulation attacks on these two characters, and I'll be able to run away and do this again. And this is all setting up so that Katarina can learn a special Waza, which is a special attack. We're gonna do this 3 times, and then we're gonna do a special 4th fight. So we do 1 step away, save, and do it again. And what the way this game works, and some other SaGa game work, is that there's... one second. There are hidden values that dictate when and if you can spark a new ability. So we're doing all this careful party manipulation so that my hidden counter for getting a new ability is going to continually go up. And then eventually I'm going to have enough of that hidden value to spark a new ability. Fortunately, nobody attacks our friend. I don't remember her version of this name. Baba Roy. Okay, one more. Again, all of this is technically frame perfect from power on. It's not that hard to do, because you can easily just hold A after you reset the game, and then you just buffer some inputs. But yes, all of this is very specifically quote-unquote frame perfect. The payout for this is going to be the next fight. Alright, the next fight is the tough one. Basically, let me set up my party right now. So you're gonna put the rapier on, you're gonna put the foil on, then we're gonna do form, put on life shield, that was me struggling to reset with my foot. Okay, so now we're gonna do a manipulation. I'll explain in a second. Okay, so now, not only are we doing all this setup to get an ability on Katarina to clear this fight, we're also setting up our characters to have 1 LP each. So if I did this right, Robin's gonna get hit 5 times and Katarina won't get hit. But what I need to do now is I need to time a quote-unquote frame-perfect attack after I scroll the menu. I have to hit a 14th, 16th, or 18th frame out of a 20-frame window coming up right now. If I fail it, we're just going to reset and do it again. So we may be here for a few minutes. Right, so this failed. We'll try again. We're going to have to do this for a little bit. This is by far the most volatile part of this run. Basically... one second. Basically, what we have to do is land on the hand axe menu and then time the input afterwards. And you have to hit the 14th, 16th, or 18th frame. I got an attack, which means that I was 1 frame off. We'll get it. May take a few minutes, but we'll get it. This is by far like the hardest thing to do in this run. There's another sensitive part later that we have to be really careful about, but this is like the hardest thing to do. Got it. Dimension cut. Alright. Moving on. Second try. That's good. So Dimension Cut just wipes out these enemies that you are not supposed to be able to do this early in the game. Do a nice save. We're gonna go back. Alright, now that we went to that inner sanctum, what we're gonna do, see if this guy can cooperate. Nice. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay, so now we're gonna get it here. Seen that ability before somewhere else. So now we're gonna go. If you remember when I inspected that door, it said the ring. And that is what I need to trigger in order to actually get into the lower area. But very specifically, I have 1 LP life point on Katarina and on Robin. We're gonna go to Librov, even though we already have access to Librov. If I use the boat, our friend pink-haired girl is going to leave the party. So now it's just Robin and me, the fated duo. And what we're gonna do here is we need to unlock the desert area, which is going to be important for this glitch coming up. Coming up in a little bit. Whoops. Come over here, come to the pub. Again, we talk to people, access new areas. Do this. Naj Desert. So we're going to leave here. We're going to go to Lance. This is what we were talking about before. Now that we inspected that area, the door, they said the ring. They want you to inspect that first and then find your way here by talking to other NPCs, but we can head straight here now. This guy. Hooks you up. Let's get out of here. And now we're going to blitzkrieg our way into Arrakes. So Arrakes is one of the 4 noble devils. If you've ever played this game, the idea is that you're supposed to go seal the 4 abyss gates by taking down 4 mega enemies. And there's a lot of stuff that you can kind of do along the way. That's up to your discretion. This is considered the 3rd of the 4th? 3rd of the 4. You can technically do them in any order you want, but you're not supposed to be here this early, but we were able to access the inner sanctum, cleared out that fight, got our LP down, and now we're set up to do a glitch fairly soon. So maybe we should start talking about the Arrakes glitch as I navigate some enemies. Alright, so the Arrakes glitch is going to be at the bottom of this dungeon. What I need to do is specifically have all characters that are going to be affected by the glitch to be at 1 life point each. And there's something about going into that fight, because there's a cutscene that plays after you die to him, which is not standard. It happens with the 4 noble devils and a few other bosses in the game. But the idea is that you can... Oh, I'm trapped over here. Hold up. Oh. This is not... This is not looking good. Hold on, let me get out of this. But yeah, the idea is that you can... there's an exploit in which, if there's a cutscene that happens afterwards... Alright, we're good. After you wipe out, the game can't handle the fact that all your party members die at the same time. And Arrakes specifically has a move that can hit everybody all at the same time. So we're just going to kind of struggle our way up. Let me see if I get hit. Yeah, okay, good. Trying to bait these guys. That guy definitely got me by surprise. Alright, he's going up though, so I should be able to wait a few ticks. Just gotta be careful. Okay, good. So, I think that guy came for me from the left. Sometimes these areas are just a struggle, but this is kind of standard stuff. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That one, I always just go for it, and then we'll adjust if you don't get it. We got the slow rising fish. It's a similar glitch, yes. The TAS version's a little faster, clearly. Alright. Let's get our music going. Okay, good. I'm gonna do a save here. Same thing. I'm just gonna go for it. If I don't get it, then we'll adjust. Yes, good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is unequip our party. Again, inventory is really important for the final glitch here. Save. Reset. We're going to buffer. Go into this Arcades fight. So we're going to get through this fight. I don't think we have too much of a shot of winning. We haven't done really a lot of preparation. Not for fighting a one of the noble devils, at least. Shed blood. Okay. Do a quick buffer. Big rotation. Everybody dies. Didn't quite have it in the stars, okay? So now we're entering the heavy glitch mode. The game cannot process everybody dying to that attack in that fight with a cutscene that triggers afterwards. So now we're invisible. And we're gonna go to the shop real quick. Things are gonna move kind of fast from here, so it'll be a little tough to explain. But it's cool. Come here. I'm gonna sell some of our inventory. 2 of these. You need a few axes. Oh, pretend you saw nothing. Don't worry about it. This is the one sensitive part of this that is possible to mess up. So let's be a little careful. Come here. Go into the desert real quick. Hanging out. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Oh, nice. A nice menu. We're gonna run. Alright, that's the hardest thing to do, so if you set that up correctly, we're good. Music's intense. I'll explain later, don't worry about it. Now, if I hold run too much in this next screen, it'll crash the game. But, now we're gonna turn into this guy. Not really sure. I have to not trigger the run cycle too much. Oh, hey. Whoops, see ya. Don't worry about it. That's what I said. Don't worry about it. We're gonna keep going. Hey. Make our way over. Alright. Done here. Nice desert visit. We're gonna go back to Pidona. This guy's, he's not looking so good, so we're gonna take him to the pub, you know? We're gonna open our menu real quick. Don't wanna access the menu anymore, so we're gonna leave our friends behind. Apparently we have a whole bunch of friends in our party. Volcano, a lot of Fs in our party. Gotta get rid of them. Get the F out of our party. They just come out of nowhere, man. This guy's so popular. See ya. A bunch of Julians. Julian's actually Monica. This guy doesn't look very sad that everybody's leaving him, but he's just kind of... He's in stasis. Alright, last friend. Time to go. See you later. Alright, I think I'm gonna go back to the desert, but I'm gonna go to a different spot. We're gonna go to the dry river. Oh, how nice. Alright, move out of the way, please. We're gonna go to 2 first. Then we're gonna go down to here. And after we valiantly took out the 4 noble devils, here we are. I really put a lot of effort into my glorious journey. I think the music really sets the mood here, you know? So here we are at the end. We're going to be triggering the final battle soon. I'm sure we can win, right? We're all prepared. I let my friends go, but, you know, I can do it. No problem. Look at him. He's a regular Sabin. Let's go. We are not coming here to be destroyed. That's time. GG. Nice run. Good job, everybody. We took down the 4 noble devils, took down the destroyer, the creator, and we won. So yeah, basically with a very specific a very specific setup with our inventory and some memory corruption, you can basically take advantage of a glitch that triggers an instance in which you go into something that's basically like a tournament mode in the game, and the game gets very, very lost when you're trying to deal with the menus that pop up during that quote-unquote tournament mode, and effectively it triggers the... It's kind of like an event flag, just kind of expects something to happen that shouldn't if you cancel out of that menu. And if you go into the final boss and leave, this happens. So, very specifically for this ending, it looks like you lose, but if you've ever played this game before, you don't actually lose. And here we are. Then you get this. Ordinarily, if you lose the final fight, all of that happens, and then you don't see this, and it's over. But otherwise, this starts to happen. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the run. We can hang out, maybe watch the credits for a minute. Let me check on what these people want to do. But I can talk about the lore for a long time, and maybe explain a few things. But a lot of things happen real quick. But yeah, legitimate speedrun, right? The only thing that can kind of really go wrong in that is the setups for the buffering for learning the dimension cut technique. But yeah. In a nutshell, we choose Katarina, we blitzkrieg to get 3 party members total. Robin has enough LP with Katarina to be able to do a very specific setup to both learn Dimension Cut and have enough LP to have 1 LP remaining so that you waltz into Arcades. Oh, our boy. He's here. Our boy who used to be Katarina. but is now the entity known as F. Yeah, so you have 1 LP left, very specifically, so that RKs can do big rotation, trigger the glitch, then your inventory setup, and remember that we named our character F. When you open and close certain menus, it causes memory corruption and allows you to exploit some pretty heavy glitching, specifically that tournament mode setup I was talking about, in which you open some menus during this like tournament sequence in the game. And when you get into the next fight with the final boss, you cancel the menu, and it ends the flag for the final fight. Look at him go, dude. Look at him. He's so... What a hero. If we happen to be live long enough, you get to see the stats of F, and you can see why F was able to take out the final destroyer. Anyways, how is everybody enjoying SaGa 2018? Why don't you post an emote for how you feel? I feel great. I would post the PogChamp if I were you. SaGa games are great, including the DLC content. But a lot of people, this is a really cool community. It's like, it's not a huge thriving community, but it's a very tight-knit. Well, I shouldn't say it's not thriving, because like we do get a fair amount of people that kind of join every year. It's good. What I'm saying is that it's not like huge and wide, but the people that are part of SaGa speedrunning are very, one, very cool people, but two, also like very kind of committed and passionate about it, so it's cool. That's a lot of good emotes. Data sweat? I hope not. Yeah, make sure you follow everybody. Make sure you high-five Big Fawn Balls for putting it all together. And all the restreamers too. Almegas and Zell. Look at all these characters that we encountered during our perilous journey. Hanging out with the ship people. I took a lot of boat rides during my time here. Oh, Hawk. But yeah, this game's cool. Like I was saying before, the run that, if you were watching yesterday, that Darko played is much more of a standard competitive RTA run. But there's a few times on the leaderboard for this. And I think it's pretty common with a lot of Famicom, Super Famicom games that the RPGs have a split between the quote-unquote legitimate runs and the not legitimate runs like this one. Alright, here we go. Check it. Look at our brilliant party. Alright, we got Young Boy. Never learned his name. He's got a meager 3 in swords. Room for improvement. Okay, Sarah. Bows. She's working on her game. Okay. And we got F. 999, 250, 250, 50, 50, 50, 50. Doesn't mess around with magic. All physical traits. Look at him. He's in permanent muscle mode. F is our hero. For real, I think if you're unfamiliar with playing this game, one, absolutely play it. To date, I've played a lot of games, quote unquote, blind, not knowing what to do. I went pencil and paper on this game about like 3 years ago and just played through it. One of the best experiences. So great. Also, check out all the great artwork. I love this game. It's so good. You gotta get the snowman in your party to play this game. See him? Look at him in the back. Brilliant. Oh, we saw Fat Robin there? I'm sorry, Fat Robin was not part of our speedrun. Or, he had a cameo in one fight. Look at the trumpet player. Now, I'm pretty sure Scarlet Grace is its own game, which I eagerly await the day for. Look at this. Look at the ogre. Look at that sword. I think that sword is bigger than our entire party put together. Oh, when I said pencil and paper, I meant I didn't look up any guides and I just wrote down notes of how to navigate through this game. There's a lot of, like, everything's open to you right away. And that's true in a fair amount of games, but especially in this game. Like, you can do anything right away. Anyways. So can you tell me the big race between Lyn and Puexil in Final Fantasy Legend 3? Who's gonna take it? Get in your votes. Me? It's a secret. All I know is it's gonna be a good race. Coming up next. Zagor. SaGa wins. Yep. Oh, look at F. Look at F's battle pose. Beautiful. Alright, well, we made it all the way to the end of the credits. 11 minutes later. And, yeah. Now you get to listen to me try to transition out. But yeah, that's the run. Thank you for watching, everybody. It's a good run. It actually went fairly smoothly. No major blowups. So, happy. Hope you check out the rest of the marathon. And I was happy to be a part of it this year. And I got the cue to cut, so thanks for watching, everybody. Stick around and check out Final Fantasy Legend 3.